Brad Pitt's 16 advices about a marriage and wife, the absolute truth behind it. Hi friends, welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. Today's video we will be talking about the truth behind the advices given by Brad Pitt about marriage. I happened to read an article which had Brad Pitt talking about marriage. As you well know, Brad Pitt has so far experienced 2 failed marriages. So, most of you might think that he's not the right candidate to advise about marriage. But what the actor talked about marriage, relationship and wife was absolutely right on dot. I would say that the advices given by Brad Pitt was right from his heart and very true also. The actor advises that you should focus only on the good aspects of your wife. It is because when you concentrate only on the negative qualities of your wife, you will fail to see the good things about her. Shall we now have a look at what Brad Pitt has to say about marriage? The number 1 advice of Brad Pitt about marriage is never stop quoting. The actor is absolutely right. Most of you take your spouse for granted after a few years of your marriage. It is the gravest relationship mistake you can ever make. Do not ever assume that your love will keep glowing and shining even if you do not make efforts to make your marriage work. When you do not nurture your relationship, many bad things which do not want to happen in your marriage will happen. Yes, when you do not make your spouse feel loved by you, your relationship could turn out to be a disaster. The number 2 advice given by Brad Pitt is to protect your heart. This is a very important advice given by the actor. In any relationship, you should first take care of yourself, and he insists that you should be loyal to your wife. Yes, the importance of loyalty in your relationship cannot be underestimated. When you're loyal to your spouse, you experience less of relationship-related tension and stress. The actor is also right when he says that your heart should belong to your wife. The number 3 advice of Brad Pitt is about falling in love over and over again with your wife. The actor advises that you should always keep your love alive. If you want to keep your love alive, you should nurture your relationship. When you do not nurture your relationship, it could end any day. You should never take it for granted that your marriage would always work perfectly well, even if you do not nurture your relationship. The number 4 advice of Brad Pitt is focus your attention on the best qualities of your wife. When you focus your total attention on the negative qualities of your wife, you cannot enjoy your married life with her. On the other hand, when you focus your attention on the good qualities of your wife, you would enjoy your married life much better. The number 5 advice of Brad Pitt is not to try to change your wife. Brad Pitt nails it when he says it's not your job to change your wife. Your wife hates it when you try to change her according to your liking. When you truly love your wife, you'll accept her as she is. The number 6 advice of Brad Pitt is taking full responsibility. The actor clearly advises you that it is your duty to find your own happiness. When you want your wife to make you happy, you're only putting needless pressures on her. The number 7 advice of Brad Pitt is to stop blaming your wife. Most of you blame your wife for your problems and frustration. You must understand that your problems are your own responsibility. It is because your wife is not behind your problems. Your problems are a byproduct of your own mistakes. So you should not indulge in blaming your wife for all your problems. The number 8 advice of Brad Pitt is saying that your wife must be listened to. The actor is right when he says that you should make your wife feel that she has your total attention. Do not ignore your wife and go about your work as though she did not exist for you. The number 9 advice by Brad Pitt is to not keep on making mistakes. Obviously, the actor is referring to relationship mistakes. You're human enough to make mistakes that hurt your wife. But you must make sure that you do not keep repeating the mistakes again and again. The number 10 advice by Brad Pitt is giving your wife her space. Do not carelessly assume that your wife does not have the right to personal space and that she is obliged to look after you and your children. Your wife is very human enough to have her own personal wishes and alone time. The number 11 advice of Brad Pitt is to admit your mistakes to your wife. Do not hide your mistakes from your wife. Even if you do not confess to her, she'll come to know about it from a third person. When your wife comes to know that you're being secretive towards her, it will only make her feel hurt. Instead of being secretive, you should admit your mistakes to your wife directly. Though your wife might initially feel angry with you, she will eventually feel that you're an honest husband who never hides anything from her. The number 12 advice of Brad Pitt is to be humorous. Do not make the atmosphere at home gloomy by being dull and serious. Keep your wife laughing by being humorous and witty. The number 13 advice of Brad Pitt is to let past be past. Do not store resentment against your wife for the past fights and arguments between you. Let bygones be bygones and live the present with her. The number 14 advice of Brad Pitt is open out your feelings with your wife. Do not hide your feelings and emotions from your wife and keep her in suspense. Confide with your wife about what you think and share what you feel. The number 15 advice of Brad Pitt is to be emotionally supportive. Do not ever ignore the emotions of your wife as not important to you. Whenever you see your wife looking upset, be instant to give her emotional support so that she feels loved by you. The number 16 advice of Brad Pitt is to make your wife laugh. The actor says that you must make your wife laugh so that she feels light-hearted. Your wife loves it when you make her laugh. Well, these are some of the acceptable advices given by the famous actor. Many of his advices must have been learned from his 2 failed marriages. To most of you, marriage might seem easy before you marry. But only after you marry, you understand that it is a serious business. You understand only late that your wife is an emotional being. You must understand that when you ignore her emotions as not important, you will be plunging your marriage into a disastrous failure. On the other hand, when you make your wife feel emotionally protected by you, the resultant happiness she gives you is worth it. Did this video make the thoughts of Brad Pitt about marriage clear to you? Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship videos. Make love forever until death do us part your relationship goal.